When you think of Dream Team, you may think of milk and cookies, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, wine and cheese. But how about a patented anti-aging combination? The most innovative skincare products formulated specifically for our skin right here in Tucson. Climate smart skincare, not based on your skin type or your age, but created for where you live and visit. Uli Haslacher is the founder of this extraordinary brand, and she brought her extraordinary hands along with her today to show you the profound difference that Pour Moi climate smart skincare can make. So great to have you here, Uli. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you for having me back.
Because I do love your product, I have to say that right off the bat, and because you have the perfect before and after pictures.
Yes.
That you are a walking example of how this is. And here it is, before and after. The left-hand side of your screen, you can see those sunspots. And then the right-hand side, this is like a generation younger than your other hand.
Yes,
and this is
it
what
really
Pour Moi
is.
can do.
Exactly. The one hand is climate smart skincare, and the other hand, I used a regular expensive moisturizer off the shelf. And look at the difference. And if you don't get that difference with your skincare, then you probably still use old thinking, and you are buying it based on skin type or based on your age. But guess what? The last decade, we found new medical research. And what we found is if you formulate and customize your skincare based on the climate you are in or based on the climate you are visiting, you get extraordinary result. And this is so breakthrough that I even got awarded a patent for it.
Yeah, tons of medical research
Yes.
behind this, right?
Yes.
Years and years of scientists poring over this and
Yes.
customizing this for our skin. Because
Yes.
we think Tucson, we automatically think dry, but it's not just dry, it's actually the elevation that we need to keep in mind. And that's exactly what you did when you put this together.
Exactly, it's also the thin air, not just dry, but thin air, and lots of UV.
And
being up the mountains, the high desert.
Right, and we
Yes.
see the before and afters, and to me, seeing is believing, and when you use it, you'll realize, but you have to have some doubters out there, right, asking you questions?
Of course, because we are changing the conversation in beauty. And when you do that, people doubt it first. But, people always say, Uli, what's the secret sauce? And I tell them, that's the point. There is not one secret sauce. It depends on the climate you are in. So there's a secret sauce for every different climate. Think about in Miami today, it's very hot, it's humid, you have very heavy air. And then here in the high desert in Tucson, thin air and dry air. Nature looks different, the fur of animals looks different. Guess what? Human skin is different as well.
And we've never heard this before.
I know, it's so breakthrough.
Right. I mean, so it's hard for people to wrap their minds around this. This was made in France.
Yes.
And why specifically?
Well, it's multiple reasons for it. First of all, France is the place where all innovation in beauty really starts. This is the home place. They are the best scientists, and it really doesn't matter if any kind of skincare or ingredients comes from the world. It goes back to France, where it was initially invented. Secondly, it's the water. We just heard about, how water is often so bad. This is the purest and cleanest alpine water in the world, in the Rhone Alps, where Pour Moi is made. And then thirdly, this is French premium skincare, but not for the price that you normally see it. I want to make it available for everybody. So I brought you today the Dream Team. When I think about Dream Team, I also think about Alex and Heather. I have to say that.
That is so nice. That's like the best compliment we can get.
And but when I think about a Dream Team in skincare, I really think about my high desert rescue kit that's specific for Tucson. And so here's the Dream Team, because this is everything you need for youthful skin here in Tucson. It starts with the hydrating balancer. That's the first step, comes right into the screen right now, it's here. And this is your first layer of hydration and anti-aging. It jumpstarts everything. The second one is the black serum. It makes your skin smarter. And skin is already smart, but that even tells your skin to jumpstart repair and renewal in a dry environment, because the dryness you have here needs a different kind of repair than if you are in another climate, and also the high UV you have here. And then the star of the team is
the mountain cream.
The Mountain Day Cream.
Yes.
This locks all the good stuff in. This protects you from the UV, it protects you from the dry, thin air, and it keeps the moisture all day in your skin. I don't think anything has ever been done for high desert as effective as this cream. And then as a gift, I also brought you the little our desert day cream. So if you go into the low desert, Phoenix, Las Vegas, even California, Palm Springs, you are not in the high desert anymore. You switch over to the desert day cream. And it all comes in this beautiful, vegan, elegant bag.
Yes, I know. And you've made it affordable.
Absolutely. So this is a retail of $176, which is already very affordable.
Yes.
But it is all of January on sale for $99. But I brought an additional coupon code for everybody in Tucson that gets you another $20 off. So this will be with 20 off code, $79 only.
It's amazing. You get so much, and you can feel it work right away, and it's not greasy, because I immediately thought of like the mountain cream. We think, oh, we have to just have our skin drink all of this in, and then it ends up like sitting on top of our face, but it goes in right away, so you can put your makeup on right on top of it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Uli, so much, and Happy New Year to you. Pour Moi Skincare has that special offer right now. You can get 50% off the High Desert Rescue Kit, but if you use the coupon code 20OFF, you'll get that again for $79. That's normally $176 before the savings. That offer is good until January 31st. To use the code 20OFF, visit pourmoiskincare.com/Tucson. Okay, he made a brief blue appearance in the show earlier. If you saw, the Cookie Monster is here in the house. Sesame Street Live is coming. We're going to sit down with the Cookie Monster himself in just a few minutes. And be the hostess with the mostest, the Tucson Catering Company that can take your next event beyond your guests' expectations. You're watching The Morning Blend. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Planning a party is more than just the food. It's really the whole experience.
That's right. So don't just hire caterers, hire the expert planners that can take your event to the whole other level. Billy Essenmacher, the event coordinator with Creative Catering, is joining us now with more. Good to have you here, Billy.
Good morning.
So all of us love a great party,
yes,
right?
We do.
And it's not just the food, it's the experience when you walk in. So much of it's the presentation. So what types of services do you provide that's more than just the food?
We provide all types of services, from the concept of the event all the way through the completion. We can provide rental items, entertainment, bartending services, security, valet, venue locations,
basically,
as well as the food.
Everything that's going to help people take their mind off of things and just have fun, even as a host, right?
Right, to be a guest at your own event.
Yes, that's right. A guest at your own event.
It can be stressful to put it on, and I mean, when you have experts that are taking care of every aspect for you, like you're mentioning, it really makes a difference. So people might be wondering, do I have to have a huge party when I'm catering?
Well, typically no. Our minimum at this point is 25, but we have made exceptions in the past for one of our more affluent clients. We did a party for 8 guests for him. It was a 5-course meal, and it was fairly extensive.
That sounds tasty.
Yeah, you want to be invited to that
Yeah,
party.
can I go to that next time?
Maybe.
I'll give you my
have,
number and you
have
call
to get
me.
on the guest list.
We saw some of the pictures. They're absolutely beautiful. How long have you been with the company?
I've actually, it's a family-owned company. My mother started the company in 1985, and my sisters and I grew up in the industry. So off and on, I've been with the company well over 30 years.
And the family name fits. We have to mention that. What does your last name mean in German?
And my last name in German actually means food maker.
Food maker,
great?
Essenmacher.
Yes.
It's a story that tells itself. And so, of course, you have a tightly knit team there, because it is a family-owned business, and you guys really help people really take their parties to the next level. Talk about the types of food. Are you affiliated with any particular restaurant?
No, we're actually just a standalone catering company off-premise. We have never been affiliated with any restaurants here in Tucson. We do have our commissary, our kitchen, where we produce everything and then bring it out to your event, wherever that may be.
So you bring your own creativity to the table, so to speak.
Correct.
Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the most memorable events that you've created.
Over the years, we've done numerous different events. Some that come to mind are working with the U of A basketball team. We currently serve the men's basketball team all of their home games. We go up into their locker room and serve them their meals before they go out on the court and play basketball. Working with different film production companies over the years, getting behind the scenes, seeing how the movie magic is made. So,
Did they ever come to you and say, okay, like I want a giant basketball cake or something like
Extreme
that?
things.
Yeah, extreme things.
Yeah, there's been a number of extreme events over the years. I can remember back in 2007, we were working with a home builder at the time, and they contracted us for about 1,500 people. Woo. And we show up on site, and we had brought in a tent and all this. It was a 40 by 80 tent. And we got it all set up. The rental company had it all set up. And then the fire marshal happened to come by and said, you're in the fire access lane, so you guys are going to have to move this tent. It was already fully constructed at the time.
Oh my gosh.
So what we had to do is pick up this tent that was built already and move it about 200 yards down the way to get out of the fire access. And being contracted for about 1,500 people, actually about 4,000 people showed up. So from the beginning of the event to the end, it was just go, go, go. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
And the point is, you guys handled it.
Right.
We did.
So if you can
We did.
handle a group of 4,000, you can handle 25 easily and make it an amazing party. Where do you see this company in 10 years?
I would like to see the company continue to grow. It's in a transition stage right now. My parents are stepping away from the company, and my older sister and I are taking more of a leadership role in the business. I would like to continue to see it grow and bring in more business. And it's a multi-generational. My niece actually works for the company right now as well. And maybe one day my children would like to step into it as well.
Keeping it in the family,
Yeah,
and
and
such
keep it-
pride there too.
Yeah,
Yes.
keep it local too, right?
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Nice
Oh,
to
it's
see
my
you.
pleasure. It's my pleasure.
If you book an event with Creative Catering within the next 30 days and tell them that you saw this segment here on The Morning Blend, you'll receive 15% off of food costs. If you want more information, visit TucsonCreativeCatering.com or call 520-690-0146.
Still ahead, your biggest investment could be crumbling without you even knowing it. It could be happening right now. We'll tell you how termites could be wreaking havoc on your home and the experts who can investigate.
Well, let's get you the trivia question of the day, brought to you by Results Pest and Termite. What insect was responsible for transmitting the bubonic or black plague? Was it the cockroach, the rat flea, the ant, or the bed bug? We'll have the answer in just a few minutes.
And speaking of bugs, for many of us, we may never know that we have termites inside of our walls until it's too late.
It's true, and fortunately, you can actually stop and prevent the damage with Results Pest and Termite. CEO Tim Steiniger, my dad, is here with how they do it. It's nice to have you here, Dad.
Nice to be here, Alexander. It's wonderful.
So let's talk about these little termites. What are they for people who don't know?
Yeah, well, basically, a termite is a nasty little bug. Usually you won't see them because they're hiding in mud tunnels made of their spit and dirt.
So disgusting.
Yes. Basically, the termite is blind and it's light sensitive. So it's blind, but it's light sensitive. So what happens is they build these little tunnels so that they can get in without anybody seeing them. What happens is they get into your home, they get into your roofing, your joists, the walls, the cupboards, the cabinets, and they do immense destruction because once they're in, they don't stop eating.
Right, and it looks like they're not there because everything is freestanding in your house, it looks fine, and yet they're just doing all of this damage without you even realizing it's happening.
That's exactly right. They're eating from the inside out.
And they leave their poop everywhere, right?
And
They
there
leave
are-
In the tunnels, yes.
Caught him off
and you
guard
could
with
be
that.
breathing it in, you don't even know. But there are three different types of homes, you say, when it comes to termites.
There
Explain
are.
that.
There are. Okay, basically, there's three types of homes because they're the homes that have had termites, they're the homes that have termites currently, and then there are the homes that are going to have termites.
Yeah.
And that's why we say that.
And sometimes, like you're saying, people don't know they have this, but there are little evidences that they leave behind, little things that we can see that we know we have termites, right? How can you tell?
That's exactly right. Beyond the damage, which generally you won't see because again they're eating from the inside out, you're going to see, like the pictures are showing, tunnels, these spit and dirt tunnels that they build because they want to protect themselves from the light, and they're they go in and out of those tunnels and down to their colony in the ground, and they're carrying wood. They're eating the wood and then carrying it back to their colony. And so you can know when one of the ways you can do is you get a flashlight, you go around your house, you look at the base on the outside of the house, you look in closets, you look on walls, corners of walls, and you're looking for little pieces of wood or of the dirt and poop and spit tunnels that are protruding.
Right.
And that's usually the way that you'll tell that there is a presence of termites.
Right.
You won't always see that.
No, you won't until they've done so much damage that
Yes.
sometimes you don't even realize it until you're about to sell your home.
Yeah.
Right? You hear that a lot, I would imagine.
Exactly. That's a real pain point for people is they find out in the middle of the sale of a home, and
Right.
that can really cause havoc.
The inspector finds it,
Yes.
and then you don't realize just how bad this problem has just become with the investment and the money that you put into your home.
Or you lose your buyer.
Or you lose your buyer. Yes. So,
Yeah.
and let's talk about just how much damage that they can do.
Well, again, once they're in the walls and once the colonies start replicating, there's no telling where the damage ends because they're eating from the inside out. They never stop eating. And so again, it can eventually cause not just cosmetic damage, but structural damage, where wood inside the walls has to be replaced, roofing material has to be replaced, roof support materials have to be replaced. So it can be very expensive.
Right.
Not only that, but they're attracted to, say, cardboard boxes. So if you have a bunch of things in your garage that you sort of left behind, they might eat that too.
And the stuff that's inside as well.
And the stuff that's inside. Talk about if our home has them, how do we treat them? And if it doesn't, how do we prevent them?
Very good. Those are both excellent points and questions, Alexander. Basically, what we want to do is create a moat around the castle. So we're going to trench and drill and pump our product all the way around the castle of your home. And so any termites coming in, they've got to go back and forth. They're going to go through that moat. They're going to come in contact with the product, and that's going to kill them and the colony.
And these can be protected ways of doing it, right?
Well, if it doesn't have termites, then we still do the same procedure, including all of the plumbing protrusions inside of the house as well, because the termites are attracted to water. So in that sense, and this product will last approximately 5 years. So before there's any termite activity, this is the best time that you want to treat your house in a preventative way. And that way, you're never going to have a termite problem.
And that's a warranty that you offer for
We also offer warranty in conjunction with both treatments, whether it's a preventative or a corrective treatment. Yes.
So obviously you guys are a local team, Tucson-based, Tucson-grown. Your founder is still very much a part of the company and sort of part of its spirit. And that's sort of why people should sign on with you, right? Because you know this area, you know their homes, you know what it's going to take to prevent these types of pests.
We absolutely do. We want to treat your home like it was our home. We are a small company. We're local. We've been in business for over 22 years. Our founder, Sonny Atwood, started the company. We also have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And so, in my opinion, there's no better company to use
Right.
than
You're not
results.
biased at all, but no, it's true though. It really
I agree.
makes a difference to have a local company.
And sometimes you'll even be picking up the phone, but it's all about that pride factor, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
you know the person who's going to be coming out. I love that.
That's right.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Nice to see you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now the answer to that trivia question that we asked you a few minutes earlier, what insect was responsible for transmitting the bubonic plague or the black plague? Well, was it the cockroach, the rat flea, the ant, or the bed bug? The answer is B, the rat flea.
And right now you can call for a completely free termite inspection. If you want more information, you have to check out resultsarizona.com or call 520-615-9291. And still to come, nobody loves cookies more than one of our next guests. The Cookie Monster is here to give us a preview of Sesame Street Live. Stay tuned. Having a love life that you're happy with is one of the keys to a successful relationship. So when things start to deflate a little bit, it's important to get it taken care of as soon as possible. And patient care advisor with Flagstone Medical, Bill Jeffries, is here to talk about a groundbreaking new treatment for erectile dysfunction. Bill, always great to have you.
Thanks, Alex. Good to be here.
So a lot of men struggle with ED, probably more than admit it, probably more than we know. How common is it for people that may not be aware?
Statistics show that about half of all men, by the time they're in their 50s, have a struggle with erectile dysfunction, and the numbers go up from there. Realistically, about 75 to 80% of guys can expect to have ED issues at some point in their lives.
So basically, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that might hit you at some point in your life. And obviously, it's a physical problem, but I imagine it also takes an emotional toll, right? What are you hearing from your patients?
You know, one of the saddest things that I hear from patients is that life circumstances change or whatever, and a guy finds himself single later in life. And I've had patients tell me that they're afraid to go out and date because of this issue that they're struggling with, and they just don't have the confidence that if the relationship would become serious and progress, that so it's actually kept them from getting out there and socializing and dating. And I just find that to be really sad. You know, they isolate themselves and just kind of settle for a life of loneliness.
It's tragic, actually.
It is.
I mean, you play this mental head game with yourself, and you end up dissuading yourself from going out and being out in public and being, you know, going out and doing those things. So let's talk about the root cause, because it's something that people don't often talk about, is the actual thing that's making this happen. So what is ED from a physiological level?
Sure. It's a plumbing problem. It's just plain and simply a plumbing problem. Not enough blood flow to the right places. And there's multiple cause for it, but usually it's plaque buildup in the arteries that feed the pelvic area, and that plaque that builds up just keeps the blood from flowing properly, you know, to have proper function.
And it's plaque that builds up just naturally throughout the life of a man. And we've seen and heard about traditional methods. You know, there's pills, God forbid, injections that you can get for this type of thing. What approach does Flagstone Medical take?
Our approach is to get rid of that plaque, and we do that by using acoustic energy waves that break up that plaque and just allow proper blood flow. And basically, it's like turning the clock back a decade or two from a physiological perspective.
How long has this been around? Because it's something new that people may never have heard of, and they think acoustic wave therapy. What is it sending? You know, what is it actually? Is it safe?
Sure. It's been around for about 10 years worldwide, used very successfully. In the United States, only since 2016, which is when the FDA cleared it as a treatment for ED. So it's still fairly new. People can be forgiven for saying, gee, I never heard of this before, because it is relatively new, but proven effective with over a decade of medical studies.
So people can rest easy. And, you know, when a patient does visit Flagstone Medical, is he under the care of an actual physician?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Every patient process starts with a visit to our staff physician, who's going to do a thorough physical exam. He'll do a health history, talk to the patient about his ED issues, and he'll basically develop a big picture so that he can look at that patient from a holistic perspective and say, yes, you know, this is what you're dealing with, here's the causes, maybe we want to tweak this medication or something like that, and you know, kind of set that patient on the right road.
What's the age limit?
No age limit.
Okay.
We have treated patients from their 30s literally to their 90s, and different guys at different ages. You know, there's you know, issues with younger guys that you know, maybe avid bicyclists will experience some premature ED issues, you know, because of pressure on the nerve bundle and that type of thing. And with older guys, it's more the plaque buildup, but both of those things we can treat.
And we can talk science all day long and treatment, but really at the heart of it, it's restoring hope, right?
Absolutely.
That's your goal.
Absolutely. Up until a couple of years ago, you know, a guy that had ED issues could take medication for it, and if that worked, great, and if it didn't work, or he couldn't stand the side effects, or the medication was contrary to some other medication that he was taking, he was just out of luck. And so the hope aspect comes in that we have new technology. We can fix this. There's no need to suffer any longer.
Embrace the 21st century. Always a pleasure to see you, Bill. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
And you can get a free physical exam and consultation if you mention the Morning Blend. That's a $199 value. If you want more information, visit flagstonemedical.com or call 520-600-4405. And you are watching the Morning Blend. We'll be right back.
You can join all of your favorite